I am casual on two wheels, and just look at the tail lights on this bike ahead. I love these. These are very expensive, but they are Yamaha built, and these are the Yamaha X, I don't know the reference, I used to know, but there's usually two levels of extra indicators for Yamahas. One is just a normal LED indicator, usually slightly arrow shaped, and then there's this one, these bars, and these also serve as presence lights or low beams or whatever, just to signal where the bike is. And they also work as blinkers, indicators, as you can see, and stoplights. I'm waiting behind this guy for him to brake so you can see the lights, and that gives an awesome visibility to the bike. Just look at that. And those are available for the XJ6, like mine. I know they're available for all the MT7s and 9s, and I'm not sure which other bikes they are, but I heartily recommend this one, especially for riding at night. Just look at how much more visible that bike in front is, especially the two side ones compared to the main ones. It's like each one is twice as bright as the other two lights from the stock presence light. It's amazing. It's awesome. The thing is, those are pretty expensive, 100 euros for just the rear ones. The front ones also have the same function, but they light up white, and they also work as indicators, obviously. So you got your... Oh, what the fuck are you doing? You're trying to be a smarty pants, getting a leg over the cars? I want to see that guy brake. Come on. Give me just a little tap. Just a little dab of the brakes so I can film it. Come on, man. Come on, mate. Just do that for me. Just brake, god damn you. Just a little touch on the brakes, for fuck's sake. Come on. Sorry about that. I will be trying to swear a lot less. Yeah, but he's not braking. Oh, for crying out loud. The indicators are also pretty bright, which is also something I like quite a lot on indicators, and something I don't quite like on the front indicators I have. They're a bit dim, on the dim side, because not all LEDs are made the same. Oh, there you go, look at that. Not all LEDs are made the same, just in case you don't know. You have the capsule LEDs, which are the classical and the old ones, which were used in, say, your computer LEDs for turning on, when you turn on the box, the little green light, and the orange light for hard disk, for hard drive activity, and on routers, etc. Those are very weak. They draw literally no current, or next to no current, and they work basically forever. There are some LEDs from computers from the 50s and 60s that are still going on, and so those are basically forever, and they draw little to no current. They also illuminate nothing. They're just literally to say, oh, there's a light bulb just went up very slightly, and any kind of light in it's really hard to read. So yeah, there's those are very weak, not what you want for automotive purposes. Then you have the SMDs, or SMDs 5050, which are the slightly bigger and brighter version of SMDs, which are quite bright. They are the ones with the yellow background. They look yellow when they're off. There's little yellow squares, and usually they come in little yellow square and little plastic white pads with a yellow square or slight circle in the center, which is what you see in all kinds of LED indicators and LED headlamps or cheap LED headlamps, etc. Those are quite bright. They work pretty well for example, as the reading lights on cars. That's an easy mod to make and costs not much, and it works nice. You get a nice white light inside the car instead of the yellowish one. Those are SMDs, okay? And if your indicators use SMDs, that's less bad, because the other ones, the capsule ones, are horrible. You can see it's a capsule one because the front of the LED will not be flat, but it will have a small plastic transparent capsule. Okay, so those you want to avoid. Although some SMDs are now using capsules to better disperse the light, but usually they don't have it. And you'll notice that the emitter, the LED itself, is much bigger than on the capsule ones. The capsule ones, they have a little plastic thingy, and the wires from the LED come straight out of the plastic thingy. The SMDs, it's like a flat fixture and then maybe a plastic capsule on top, but that's not very usual. Usually they're just flat. That's the SMDs, and those over there are a special kind of one, which are Crees, C-R-E-Es. I don't know what's the difference between them, but I know that Crees are much brighter. They also draw a lot more power. Instead of like a third of a watt, they're at least 1 watt or more, or sometimes even much more. And that's what, say, KTM uses on their indicators, which use a grand total of 1 or 3 of those. And that's more than enough. You've seen the KTM, my KTM, the RC125, with the rear indicators. When Kajrina turns on the rear indicators and I'm behind, that thing is so bright and actually is uncomfortable at night. And that's just 3 LEDs. To get the same effect with the SMDs, you'd need those huge arrays of indicators that have like 10 or 15 little SMD lights just to get half of that. So what you want is Cree. By the way, Cree is what they use in torches or flashlights, as Americans say, or torches as you Brits say. So that's what they use for LED flashlights, and that's why they are so bright. They were developed specifically for that kind of usage. You stick one of those on your bike, and when you turn on the indicator, you actually illuminate the whole rear of the bike yellow, which is awesome. And I think that's what these are. They're not quite 1 watt Crees, but that whole array is probably drawing the same 5 watts the incandescent bulb does. And I'm still trying to stay behind him because I saw a weird thing. I'm not sure that thing is wired correctly, or is it? Because when he braked, I didn't really see it getting brighter, which was a bit odd. Come on, brake for me again. Come on. Okay. Couldn't see it, but that's a Tracer 700 with those taillights, and I would really love to have them, but $100 is a lot of money to pay for those. And now I need $100 to buy new gloves, and a new summer jacket, and a new winter jacket, and new winter boots, and new summer boots. So yeah, not gonna happen. So a bit of chat on LEDs and a bit of chat on taillights. I don't like tail tidies, but I can't use them. Let's go on a slight tangent. And usually tail tidies also go hand in hand with new indicators, which I also like to mod, but I have stopped doing that. And I have stopped doing that because it's really hard to get a good indicator that's actually got the good type of LEDs that's actually bright, instead of being conned by the same generic Chinese bullshit they sell. They say super bright, very bright, Cree LED, very bright, and then you go see, and that's those shitty capsule LEDs which you can barely see at night, never mind at day. Okay, the ones I got at the front of this bike here, they are almost that. They're very dim. I wanted them way brighter, so they can't really be seen from the front, but they can be seen from the side at night, and at day they're kind of hard to see. I wanted them much brighter, but it's really hard to do that, so I stopped modding that. Because either you pay a fortune, like $100, and then you do get the good ones from reputable brands, or if you want to save a little bit of money, because you don't actually want a Rizoma indicator, because you're paying a lot of money just to have the Rizoma logo on it, and you want something off-brand but it's still got the good lights. It's a pain in the ass to find the good ones. It's a literal pain in the ass to find the good ones. And so I just stopped doing that. There's no point. The NC700 never got a mod because I actually liked the indicators. They actually looked pretty cool on the bike. This one only got the mod at the front because the front indicators, well, frankly, they look horrible. The rear ones, they look okay. It fits with the bike. The front ones just don't. So that's why I changed the front ones, because they were really, the stock ones are horrible. And on the next bike, I don't know. The next bike I'll try to save up some money to get one of those, because those are really bright. Those really add to your safety. And so it gets kind of important. There I go, looking for 7th gear. This bike could use a 7th gear, an overdrive 6th, or even maybe a 7th. Let me just slow down a tad. Really don't like this bend in the rain. It's very tricky. And there's a, believe it or not, and I am not kidding, there is a stalagmite growing from the ground on the middle of that bend on one particular spot on the left-hand lane, on the right side of the left-hand lane, because it's dripping from the bridge above, and so it's creating a small cone of limestone. So I do not want to step on that. I've stepped on it before and it's not nice. It's kind of flattened because cars do run over it, but it is there. It's like a 5 centimeter bump or something. It is still a jolt, and I really don't want to step on it. And being wet will obviously be way more slippery than the tarmac. Now, I want to get out of here because this is a really bad position to be in. Can't go right because there's a car here. Can't slow down because there's a car behind, and there's cars overtaking on the left, and so finally space. Out with it. Okay, so tail tidies. I like them, they look good, but I can't use them because I ride in the rain. And riding in the rain with a tail tidy basically gets your back full of dirt and wet and grime. No thank you. And with a top case, getting a tail tidy with a top case, it's a bit silly now, and it just looks weird, so there's not much point. And so I save money. I don't get a tail tidy, and I never will unless the bike has something particularly hideous sticking out the back, and said tail tidy is particularly cheap, because if it's not, I won't bother. There is just one factor that might make me buy a tail tidy, which is radars. And why, you might ask? Because some tail tidies stick the license plate so much under the bike that if you have a big enough top box, any downward pointing camera can't really read the license plate because it'll be hidden. Or if you stick it in there and then add some panniers, you can't really see the license plate from the sides. That's why legally the license plates have to be behind the rear wheel. It's exactly because of that. Okay, and so a tail tidy could help on that. Another thing that would hilariously help on that, but only in the rain, is those license plates that are stuck on a mudguard at the rear of the bike. I think Ducatis have them. So the rear is really tidy, and you have that plastic thingy coming on from the side that just covers the rear wheel, just a small mudguard right at the bottom of the wheel, and then you have the license plate there. So it's so low that some radars might not actually get it, or if it's raining, the spray will completely obscure it. That would be a riot. But no, yeah, okay, yeah, no, tilt tidies, no. Modding the bike, yes, some mods, others others I don't. Tail tidies one I won't ever do. Indicators, yeah, likely, but if it's these super fancy ones with multiple functions and wirings, I'll just go to Yamaha to have them properly fitted. Again, bike runs in rain, and rain plus electricity don't usually mix, so I prefer to do it, to have the professionals do it, the guys who have done it a billion times before, and not the guy to just keep scratching his head saying, okay, so the color for the neutral was, let me check the manual for the 17th time this afternoon. So that's why I get the professionals to do it. That's also why I get the professionals to fix the bike. Oh, there's another topic I have. Maybe I'll break this up into 2 vlogs.